take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. In Flanders Fields by Colonel John McCrae. We have reached that point in time. The day we've been waiting for is finally here. Greetings, people of the world. Matthew back with you here at Novora Autism for the start of the continuation of the Final Fantasy XIV saga. Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. And so, welcome to this. We've picked up where we were leaving off from Final Fantasy XIV or Realm Reborn, and now we make our way into Heavensward. What all are we going to experience as we continue the journey? Let's find out and get our journey started. Alright. So, as I'm sure many of you are aware by the opening of this LP, we have officially taken the torch. It is no longer with EDSS. His journey in the Realm Reborn is over. I'll still keep using him for just to progress along the story to get him there. I might even do some Twitch streams that will feature Edie, but for the main part, this focus will be on my first avatar, Mathia. And so you've actually had the chance to see him in a couple of my special bonus videos, so we'll see what happens as we try and make our way in, because this could actually take a while. Well, actually not that bad, but we'll see what happens. Alright, we're on our way. And so, our journey begins pretty much right where it left off when Realm Reborn came to an end. We are here in Camp Dragonhead, and we're basically at the Intercessory, where we've had the opportunity to meet quite a few Ishgardian dignitaries. So it is here where we had the opportunity to meet with Alphinaud and Tataru, and essentially Mathia as well, as far as we know, sole surviving members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. So, everything that you're going to see is my first time going through the game. Because I already have the mechanics, I do not necessarily consider this a blind let's play of Heavensward, because even though everything that we will see within Heavensward content will all be brand new, because I already know the gameplay mechanics, there really isn't a blind aspect to this as far as I'm concerned. So, near as I can tell, this will be not an official blind run, but we will be doing everything we can to progress along with the story. So, what do you say we go ahead and speak with Alphinaud here and get the journey started here with the storyline of Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. So let's speak with Alphinaud to take on our first challenge entitled Coming to Ishgard. The time for action has come, and Alphinaud knows what he must do. And so, away we go. It's a shame we don't get a grand spectacle like we did in Realm Reborn to get started. As we get a chance to take a look at our surroundings here at Camp Dragonhead. So, Alphinaud, how have it been?
The dawn's light will shine again.
And that's not the same voice actor as
So
before.
long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything.
Alright, so they did not retain Sam
You must
Regal
go to
as the voice of
Ishgard, as
Alphinaud.
Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar and set things right.
Oh, hey there, Lord
Pray,
Hochefort.
do not be so hasty, Master Alphinaud.
Lord Orchefort,
It's been a while,
Full
sir.
well do I understand your desire to clear your names.
Oh, of
But now
course.
is not the time for drastic action. You yet have allies upon whom you can rely. There is no need to act alone.
Yeah, try and show some enthusiasm, Tataru. And you too, Alphinaud. We know you've been down in the dumps
Yes.
lately.
yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
I bring tidings. Count Edmont has decreed that the three of you be taken in as wards of House Fortemps. Under our patronage, you shall be granted access to the city proper.
Well, thank you very much.
Pray, consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed. Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
Awesome. But how many of our allies are still accounted for? We know they sacrifice themselves for the most part to allow us to escape.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
The Count is a good man, and just. He will treat you with the kindness and respect that a hero and dear friend deserves.
I appreciate that.
To Ishgard, then. Together.
Together it is.
There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy. There we shall begin anew.
Let's hope you're right. I really hope you're right on that, Alphinaud. Heck, they even changed the music for taking on quests, which means I'm also guessing that they also changed the music for when you complete a quest. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, why did I not choose the new race of the game, the Aura, to play as when doing Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward? That will happen, but it will happen on the side. I've decided that I was not going to use a Fantasia, which is the item that's used to change a character's class and or gender or race. And because of that, I felt that was like taking the easy way out, because I know that a lot of people were wanting to change their character from whatever it was that they were currently using as their race and change it to the Aura. But I wanted to stay true to myself because it's just something that feels natural to me, and the Mikote, which is the type of character that Mathia is, based on the game's lore, how they're described is very much like who Mathia is. And so I just felt it was important for me to stay true to my original race and not jump on the Aura bandwagon. But with that in mind, I hope that none of you are disappointed that I'm choosing not to continue on this storyline with an Aura. But we should speak with Hochefort, because I know he's waiting for us. I must go on ahead and speak with the Count. Fear not, however, for everything has been arranged. The sentries at the Gates of Judgment have been informed of our decision. You need but state your names, and they will allow you to pass. My manservant shall be waiting for you at the city gates, ready to escort you to our manor, where we shall meet again. Until then. Very well. Alright. And so, as I'm sure a lot of you quite have already noticed, that Mathia is just like Edie. He also plays as Dragoon. Some differences, however, with Mathia is that he is a representative not of Maelstrom, but he is a representative of the Order of the Twin Adder out of Gridania. But whether or not we are allowed to attain this distinction remains to be seen. Nonetheless, we should go to Ishgard, at least in dress uniform. I think it's only fair to do it this way. And so now, out we go into snowy Coerthas, where I imagine that the load times for gaining access will be nuts, because I am recording this an hour after the game launched. Square Enix did a more than 24-hour long grace period to get everything ready for where we are now. So, what do you see? We get on our chocobo and be on our way. Well, they haven't changed the music for when you're riding a chocobo. Yeah, you may have noticed that my chocobo is different from Edie's in the sense that it is a blue chocobo. This was done through feeding it some very special food. And it also is dressed a little differently because what it is wearing is a special dress that was used, or rather can be obtained by going to the gold saucer and earning enough points to get this particular item. So, let's follow the crowd, because we know we have people who are waiting for us. As we can see, the lineup has already begun. Speak with the gate guard. Wolves of House Fortemps. Oh, yes, tu me passe. I know a lot of you are wondering, what happened to the French accent? Well, that was something that I used in Year 1 in Realm Reborn, because we didn't know what all these characters in Ishgard sounded like. So since they all had French names, I immediately put in my head to use a French accent for all of them. But now, since we know that they don't use French accents, it's not that much of a concern. And I can just use the accents as best as possible that they actually have. Alright, so in we go. Yeah, we once defended this city, and now we're going to enter it at long last.
And so they came, at a friend's behest.
Oh, yeah, where were you guys? And hey, Alphinaud, you actually have a coat on.
Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood.
Wow,
with
this
memories
blizzard's
of the
strong.
lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came.
You are free to enter. Finally. Yeah, we finally get to see the hallowed Ishgard. Hey, I see an
To
Aetheryte!
Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Coerthas. A great and proud nation, devoted to Helone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses.
Hopefully no high horses.
A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace.
I buy you an apple.
Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and his companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood.
Don't mind us, just passing through.
In the midst of the Dragon Song War they came. 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change.
Apparently we're still not liked. Load me
No,
like you do.
then. How great.
From the memoirs of Count Edmond de Fortemps, Heavensward. And there it is. Quite an impressive structure and quite an impressive city. But I'm glad we're finally getting to pay it a visit. Alright. Servant, since you're the next person I need to speak to. Greetings, Master Griffin. On behalf of House Fortemps, I bid you welcome to Ishgard. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. My lord humbly requests your presence at his residence in the Pillars. If you would all come with me, of course. But at least allow me to attune to your Aetheryte first. Alright, so... Oh, look who it is! It's Edie's wife Sakura. It's good to see you again. But we'll leave the conversation for another time. For now, attuning must be done. Just like we did at the start of Realm Reborn, we have to attune to these Aetherytes here. So let's check the map, because... Okay, we see where the pillars are. But how many Aetherytes are there to attune to? There are quite a few. Well, we would expect it to be this way. And I actually get to follow a member of Maelstrom, Edie's old grand company. And we're gonna have to definitely cover a lot of spaces. Oh, Santonets! Yeah, this is the name of the warrior whose relic weapon we obtained, the Gay Bulb. For Edie's knights. Okay, here's the Aetheryte shard. Yeah, a whole bunch of people were surrounding it that we didn't even see where it was. Access to the Skysteel Manufactory. Alright, where else can we go? Looks like there are 2 other Aetherytes to visit here. In this first area. So let's go ahead and visit everything. I'm sure we'll figure out eventually where the markets are that we can use to purchase weapons and armor and that sort of thing. But for now, our focus is just going to be to get ourselves acquainted with Ishgard. That's the main priority here. So let's go over this way. Here we are. Here's the next one. Now, a lot of these Aetherytes are very cleverly hidden here in Ishgard. I'm already discovering. We now have access to the Forgotten Knights. Okay, there is a challenge to take place on the board, but it's only available to those who have access to level 53. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, as you can see, we are no longer maxed out at experience level 50. We now have access, if we are able to, and so desire, to go to experience level 60. That is now the standard, and it looks like the Aetheryte shard is beneath us here. Yes, here it is. Interesting. We arrive at the broom. Let's attune to its Aetheryte. Alright, so that's all the Aetheryte that's down here in the first part of Ishgard. So let's now see where else we can go. Because we have a lot of real estate to cover. Just like we did at the start of Reborn, we now pretty much have to do everything that we did as well here in Heavensward, as far as acquainting ourselves with the city and getting to understand where everything is and where we can find stuff. So what do you say we finally take some advice and go into the Pillars area? I can imagine it's only going to be more congested over there. But we'll see what happens. Alright. So our target is going to be down there. Oh, the music changes as you change locations. And the snow has stopped falling for now. Oh, there is greenery around here. It's not all cold stone. Speaking of cold stone, like, Canada actually for a few years had cold stone creamery. I know it was it's very popular in the American Southwest, and they actually did introduce it into Canada. But a couple of years ago, they decided to completely abandon their Canadian operations, which sucks because I thought their ice cream was pretty good, but it was pretty expensive though. Plus, we actually already had a couple of chains that did what Cold Stone Creamery already was doing, so in terms of coming to Canada, they were kind of late to the party, unfortunately. So, the last vigil is our next destination. How many vigils are there? There seem to be a lot. Oh, this is where we speak to our friend, but that's not why we're here. At least not yet. All things in time. All good things come in time. So we'll go ahead and move this safety net. And then appears to be two more, one northeast, one southeast, okay? Or northwest, rather. So let's go ahead and follow. Well, actually, we aren't following anyone right now, but whatever. We're just having an opportunity to explore the city, which is pretty much the intent. Alright, Aetheryte shard down here. And we'll attune to this Aetheryte. Access to the tribunal. Obviously, this is where heretics go and end up getting executed. Or those even accused of being a heretic. Even the slightest accusation can result in you getting executed, because anything less than pure devotion will not be tolerated here in Coerthas, as we have seen many times in the course of Realm Reborn. It was even used against them in the course of Realm Reborn by the fake Inquisitor Guillaume. So they know what it's like to get duped on that. I'm almost nervous to speak to anyone because, yeah, as we saw from the intro, apparently we are not all that welcomed by everyone here. As we saw in Realm Reborn, nothing but breaking our back will suffice as far as winning the garden favor of everyone. So we now have attuned to all Aetheryte shards. So that is awesome. Which means we can leave Coerthas now, with the greatest of ease. Oh, hey Sakura. Yeah, I think she's attuning to the Aetherites as well. Yeah, I guess we're okay to start continuing on with the storyline. Alright, here we go. So let's go ahead and complete our first official challenge. Can we jump over this? Oh yeah, we can. Ooh, that water's cold. Oh, Hoshafon, you have quite a fan base here. How many autographs do you sign? The Warrior of Light and his brave companions walking the streets of Ishgard at last. What a glorious sight. I cannot tell you how long I have waited for this day. Allow me to present you my family home, Fortemps Manor. I should like nothing more than to show you around, but everyone is gathered to receive you. Of course. Come, my friends. Introductions must be made. I would agree wholeheartedly with that. And so, we obtain our first experience points for seemingly forever, 48,000 of them, plus 799 gil. Thank you for allowing me in.
My lord, I have returned with the Scions.
Oh, you're not the leader of House Fortemps?
I hope your journey was not too taxing.
Oh, that distinction belongs to Count Edmond, I suppose. Yeah, there's only 3 of us,
I,
unfortunately.
Count Edmond de Fortemps, do bid you welcome. As wards of House Fortemps, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
Thank you, sir.
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Fortemps.
The honor is mine, Master Alphinaud. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Yeah, because we've had to do so much for you guys.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
Yeah.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort, hence the closing of our borders, yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies. Don't you think?
I mean, it is logical.
Granted, my decision will have raised eyebrows in the vault and in the halls of the other high houses.
Oh, of course.
But so long as you continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
Let's hope you're right on that, Count.
Then there is naught to fear. Though our numbers are much reduced, we are no less determined to carry on our work.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your labors, why not take a tour of the city?
Been there, done that. Unless there's more
You'll
you
do
have
well,
for
I
us in
think, to
mind.
acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
Yeah, no kidding. And they even changed the quest completion music too. Alright, well, we are certainly heading in the right direction. We have now been officially welcomed into the House Fortemps in Ishgard. We already were having done so at Camp Dragonhead, but now we are finally getting somewhere. So let's hope that when we take a tour of the city of Ishgard under the direction of Count Edmond here, that he will be able to acquaint us with what we need in order to continue with our success. So, with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the start of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. And when I join you again, we will speak with Master Alphinaud here, the leader of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, to see just exactly what are we gonna go and look at here in Ishgard. Plus, there's something else that I've been encouraged to do that we might also take into consideration. So, it could happen next time, or a little bit further down the road, but we'll see what happens. So until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Navora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.